Welcome back. Until the crisis is over, every weeknight at 9, we're trying to separate the facts from the fiction surrounding the new coronavirus. Tonight, we are joined by Jeret Pena. He is not only a bar owner, but he's been a leader in our local cocktail industry. He knows a lot of people in the industry. And so I'm imagining you were watching what the governor had to say today with particular interest.
Just a little bit.
What was your reaction?
I understand what he's trying to do, and there's a lot of people hurting, and I want I want my industry to feel like they have a shot and some hope that we can go back to some sense of normalcy. But so I support it in a way. It's a little scary because there's still cases that are mounting up.
But so let's talk 25%. Can you make it on 25% occupancy?
No, I mean, not at all.
Why not?
Well, you have to imagine, because you have rent structures. A lot of people are paying rent structures based on market rate. Market rate, 6 months ago to a year ago is really different now because the market does not exist anymore. So you're paying $24 to $38 to $44 a square foot when you can't afford that rent anymore. So so your rent now is, the typical rent structures are around 6 to 8% of gross sales. So if your sales drop by 60%, 70%, that rent number now equates to more like a 20 to 25% of your gross sales. Then you tack on your cost of goods and your labor. There's no money. There is ways to survive it, but it requires landlords to shell out and help out. And more importantly, it would help is actually having the comptroller or someone in the state help us relieve some of that tax burden that we have. And listen, we're in a red state. We all believe in small government and lower taxes. This is a perfect time to preach that type of a thought process.
Yeah, particularly what they call sin taxes. Explain what those are and what you would like to see done with those.
So we pay 8.25%. So now what we do is when you buy an alcoholic beverage, 8.25% is charged to your bill. So you'll see if you're buying a $10 drink, you're paying 8.25%. So you're going to be paying, your total gross bill is going to be $10.82. So we get that. So we take that 8.25, and then we pay 6.5% on the gross amount. So we're paying a total of 14.5% tax. What I'm proposing, and I'm talking to local leaders, I have some phone calls tomorrow with some state representative people, I'm not talking about permanently. I'm talking about until this crisis is gone. What we need is, we don't need a handout. We need a hand up. We need the government to help us, like, hey, this 6.5% could equate to an extra 20% more in our pockets. Because if you're running on margins of 10 to 20%, 6.25 is huge.
If you're not a bar owner, if you're not a business owner, if you're somebody like me who knows that it's rough out there, how would you describe what's happening right now to bar owners?
I'm seeing people, and it's tearing us apart because there's people, we understand the health aspect of making sure people shouldn't be, we're trying to prevent people from getting sick. I think that's really, as a good operator, you have to try to figure out ways to prevent people from getting sick. At the same time, you got bills to pay. You got comptroller calling you about paying your taxes. You have electric bills. You have your landlords. And most of the landlords have been pretty cool, but what's going to happen in 3 months from now? It's crazy. Like, a lot of people are hurting. People need to open up right now. Like, we're lucky. We were in the middle of an acquisition with Jefferson Bank, and we can ride this out a little bit. But there are a lot of people that don't have that. Most of the people don't, and people are showing, and this level of stress, it's affecting everybody.
Talk about, we talked about this a little bit in the break before we started. You were concerned that we haven't seen the worst of this yet, correct?
By far, no, we have not seen. This is just the beginning. The big issue right now is what no one's talking about is the oil. And I'll tell you a quick little story. My friend John Carbajal, who's really connected in the food and beverage world and hotel and lodging, and he invited me to a hotel and lodging meeting in 2015. A year before that, so that was in December. In December of 2014, oil took a dip, a big dip. And it wasn't until the summer and the fall of 2015 we're like, this is kind of a soft market. What's going on? Like, so I remember calling operators like my buddy Chad Carey. I was like, hey, what's going on? How is your fall going? And he even said it's soft. And then John invited me to the Hotel and Lodging Association meeting in 2015. And they were talking about the projections over the next 5 years in hotel and lodging. Everything was just going down. And the reason for that was because of oil. And everyone, I'll never forget being next to all these operators in hotels and lodging. And when they showed those numbers in 2015, you hear gasps in the whole audience. People were freaking out because they were not anticipating that oil hit that hard, was hitting hotel and lodging that hard. Because a lot of people don't realize that 30% of our economy here in Texas is oil-based. So when you take that away, you have less banks giving you money, less people spending money, less money flowing around, and it trickles down to our industry. And it takes 9 months to a year.
That's what I was going to say, and that's an effect we won't feel for 8-9 months.
And that's my biggest scare. That's what I think about it when I've been preaching and telling a lot of people. I have conversations tomorrow with some local people and some state people. I am worried about that because that's going to be the next culling. I mean, we're talking, you're talking about people closing their businesses now. That's going to be nothing compared to 9 months if we don't offer some type of relief so that we can combat the economy that's going to come at us at full force in 9 months to a year.
What do you want to leave our viewers with tonight? Final thought I'll give to you.
Just know that history repeats itself. Oil is going to hit us, and we're going to need the food and beverage industry, and every industry is going to need help, and we need to really work together and keep talking to our local representatives about protecting our economy and protecting local business.
Jeret Pena, appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you.
All right, take care,
Cheers.
buddy. We'll be right back.